welcome to the Red Hef of Sheffield preview pod, back for match day 3. This time, Millwall come to Bramall Lane, probably to take 3 points and win this one 3-0. And to preview that match on Saturday at 3 p.m., I am joined by Nick from the Achtung Millwall podcast. Nick, back again, second season in a row. How are you?
I'm good, Chad. I do admire your optimism for the Lions' chances at Sheffield United on Saturday. We fell flat on our face yesterday with the weight of expectation for a home win, and like banana skins, we slipped over and fell smack on our face like an old style cartoon. So we'll see. It's going to be quite a clash of failing teams, isn't it, next Saturday?
Yeah. Well, I guess we might as well peel back the layers to yesterday's defeat to Middlesbrough. Get into it. What happened? It was supposed to be the home opener for Millwall to start the season,
right.
and it went south.
Well, to put it into a nutshell, we started very well, and I'm hoping the opening phase of the game, certainly the first half anyway, for the most part, it was a fairly high intensity, high tempo pressing game. We took the tackling high up the pitch to Middlesbrough. We created a couple of chances. I'm hoping that's the style we're going to take to Sheffield United. It's been effective for us. Last week at Norwich, it was very effective. And it was at the start of the game yesterday. The problem that we had yesterday, I think, was that the Middlesbrough manager, whose name escapes me now, I can't think of his name, but Rob Edwards, made a good tactical adjustment, overloaded the midfield in the second half, and we didn't really have an answer to that. So we were still trying to play go, high tempo, pressing midfield play. And they went and got the first goal, which meant that we were then chasing the game, which really doesn't suit us. We are a better side, absorbing pressure and hitting on the break. Hopefully getting that first goal, as always seems to be crucial for us. Didn't go that way yesterday. We created a couple of good chances, and unfortunately couldn't make them count. So as the game wore along, Middlesbrough looked better and better and better, in my opinion, and they took their chances well with some defensive lapses, some help from defenders that are normally quite reliable for us. So although it was a 3-0 loss, but it was one of those 3-0 defeats where you're left with a real sense, a sour taste in your mouth, Chad, because it wasn't that bad a performance to deserve a 3-goal loss. I don't think we were good enough to have taken the points yesterday overall, but it felt more like a 1-0 rather than 3-0. Not that makes a great deal of difference in the league table.
Yeah, the way you're painting that picture, it doesn't sound like it was, there wasn't that much that separated the two sides. But at the end of the day, the scoreline is the scoreline, as you said in pre-recording.
No points for bad luck, Chad, is there, in the league table?
Exactly. Yeah, that's one.
If only there was, we'd be champions.
Yeah, exactly.
Big difference was that Middlesbrough took their chances and took them very well. I've got to, you've got to take your hat off to the opponent sometimes. And when the chances came their way, they took them, put the ball in the net. When the chances came our way, we managed to, with a slice of dollop of bad luck, we managed to not take them. So it's a very difficult division, the Championship. There's a lot of good teams in it. I would have expected Sheffield United to be amongst those top end teams. Only 2 games in, so a lot of football to be played yet. So I'm going to be interested to see what Sheffield United turn out on the pitch next week. I don't think they're as bad a side as form currently implies. So I think it's going to be a good game up there.
No, I'm with you in that, and somebody that watches the Championship week in and week out, regardless if Sheffield United are playing or not. I don't think we are. It's just it's with the new change of manager. I understand you have preseason and all that stuff, but through preseason you're not 100% fitness. You're not, it's brand new, and I think for this manager to install his system into the Sheffield United side, I think it's going to take a few games because, albeit you played so I mean, you played inferior opponents at the end of the day. I mean, yes,
Mm,
there was a game against Nice and a game against Fulham where if you take what people say on the internet, you didn't look too half bad. But the championship, we all know, is a completely different beast.
mm,
You could be tipped to get max points every single game, run away with the league. Look at Ipswich. Through two
yeah,
games, they have 2 points. Everybody said they were going to be mile. They've got the best squad by a mile in this
yeah,
league. 2 points through 2 games. Now, granted, it's they play Birmingham and in Southampton. Sheffield United have played Swansea and Bristol City, 2 teams that, based off of last year's table, that's easy. That's easy 6 points in the bag. You have 0-4, 6 points through 2 games. So it's a bit worrying, but I think what Sheffield United supporters are so, I guess, upset with is you played Swansea, barely laid a glove on them.
mm,
You know, Swansea had all the possession, all the shots, only had one shot on target through the entire match. Swansea kind of beat you, but you would think from game to game to game, you would see improvement. We've yet to see that improvement, so that's a bit worrying. And I said to you pre-recording, if he takes 2 more losses, 3 more losses, that could be the end of the road for him, because I don't know if the ownership they don't want to exactly knock around in this division. Their goal, coming in, is to take us to the top division. They can't afford us to get off to a bad start and then we're, chasing our tail for the rest of the season, and
yeah,
then trying to make up ground on the teams that are promotion or playoff challengers. So it's a bit worrying for the slow start. And as you said, there's still 44 games left.
yeah.
That is a boatload of matches. That's 98% of the season left. So, I mean, I think Sheffield United supporters need to relax. But as soon as the first goal goes in, because when Millwall take the lead on Saturday inside of 90 seconds, the Boo Birds are going to come down. Everybody's going to turn their backs. Everybody's going to think the walls of Bramall Lane
I
are
certainly hope so, Jed. This is all music to my ears, mate. But we've got to see how it turns on Saturday. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, the problem, I think, for clubs of Sheffield United standing, there are others in the division, is that weight of expectation you just mentioned. These are big clubs, with big Premier League aspirations, histories in some cases. And it does create its own pressure. So for that burden to be on the manager so soon, I know that's what they get paid for, but it's patience is worth a fortune in the championship. If you can plan for a 46 game program, and dismiss the idea that 2 losses means the whole thing's a disaster, then who knows? But it must be the pressure will be a burden. I'm hoping it certainly tells next Saturday, because we could use a result after yesterday. So my fingers are crossed.
So 2 next Saturday.
Yeah.
How, in your eyes, from a Millwall perspective, do you think this one's going to go?
I haven't seen enough of Sheffield United beyond the results, so I can't really talk to you about what I'm expecting from Sheffield United. Normally, a trip to Bramall Lane is a big event. It's a big stadium. It's an enjoyable stadium, big atmosphere normally. Millwall normally take a good few supporters up there. So I would expect there to be the pressure will be on Sheffield to come at us. We will absorb that pressure. We do that quite well. We're a far better side on the counter punch, to sit back, soak up the pressure, and then break and hopefully get the goals. So if you ask me my plan for the game, it would be that we sit back, soak up any Sheffield pressure that comes at us, allow the crowd to become dissatisfied with what they're seeing, third game in a row, hopefully, fingers crossed, and then hopefully we can break and get the crucial first goal. I think it will be a game where the first goal probably will decide the result overall. I think not quite first goal wins, but it will feel a bit like that on the day, I think, for the reasons that I've just said. So yeah, I mean, our style this season has been to harass and press and try to intercept balls high up the pitch. It's great style from a Millwall perspective. It's an underdog style. We don't have the resources that other clubs do in the division. and played right as we did at Norwich on the opening day, it's very effective. So my hopes are for the kind of game I've just described. So soak up the Sheffield pressure, get the boo boys out, get the management sweating, and then hopefully nick a goal or two as the game goes along. But yeah.
Sounds like it sounds like a perfect recipe, honestly. I mean, you couldn't have drawn it up better than that.
What did Mike Tyson said? Everyone's got a plan until the first punch lands.
Exactly. Until you take the first punch.
First
punch, everything goes up.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm travelling up. I always enjoy Sheffield away, so going up to watch the Lions, and it's going to be an intriguing game, that's for sure.
Yeah. One more before we get out of here. At the end of the day, or at the end of the season, I should say, full-time whistle goes on the last game of the season. Where do you think Millwall will be come the end of the championship season?
Where do I think? We normally have enough resources to get into the top half of the table. We've been close to the top 6 a few times. I think we might be close, but I don't know. We've quite got the firepower to shoot us into the top 6. I'd love to be proven wrong. And post-Christmas, in that kind of January, February, March time, you can get a bit of momentum going potentially. If we can get that going, then anything becomes possible then. But at the moment, we struggled to score goals last season. It looks like we're struggling to score goals again this season. So those are hopes rather than expectations, Chad.
Yeah, it all makes 44 games left, and here we are set August 17th, and I'm asking you
44 games left, and you're sacking your manager. Pull yourself together, man. Come on.
I'm not. I'm letting him ride it out. I'm letting it ride out. It's just there's some questionable supporters right now in the Sheffield United.
Every club's got those voices, mate. Don't worry about that. The only difference is some clubs have more of them because they're bigger crowds, but the voices remain the same.
Exactly.
Panic stations.
Yeah. Nick, before we get out of here, give the people where they can find the podcast at.
I'm on Twitter. If anyone wants to tune into the podcast, you can find me at Achtung, ACHTUNG, Millwall, Achtung Millwall. And we do get people listening to our podcast. It always intrigues me why people listen to other clubs' podcasts, but you're all welcome. Come along and have a listen to Live at Millwall. Everyone's welcome. It's an interesting club.
Exactly. All right, guys, if you haven't done so, Red F Sheffield, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere you can find us. If you haven't done so, give us a like and a subscribe. And until I'm back to preview match day 4. I will leave you with Up the Blades.